History remembers kings. It remembers conquerors. But it often forgets the men who built their power. One such man was Haman. In the Quranic narrative, Haman is not a myth, and he is not a minor court official. He stands at the very center of power in ancient Egypt, named directly alongside Pharaoh during the time of Moses. When Pharaoh speaks, Haman listens. When Pharaoh commands, Haman acts. And when Pharaoh seeks to challenge the God of Moses, he does not turn to priests or generals. He turns to Haman. Pharaoh orders him to build, not a house, not a temple, but a towering structure made of baked bricks, so high that Pharaoh believes it will allow him to reach the heavens themselves. Not to seek truth, but to mock it. Not to worship God, but to challenge him. This single command reveals Haman's true role. He was an engineer. In ancient Egypt, massive construction projects were not symbolic gestures. They required advanced planning, logistics, labor organization, and technical knowledge. Pharaohs ruled by decree, but builders made those decrees real. Haman was one of those builders. He was the man who turned arrogance into architecture. Brick by brick, labor by labor, Haman oversaw the construction of a monument not to faith, but to defiance. A structure born not from curiosity, but from pride. A tower meant to prove that Pharaoh's power could rival the divine. The Quran presents Haman as something deeply specific, the technocrat of tyranny. He did not make the claim that Pharaoh was a god, but he enabled it. He did not speak the lies, but he gave them physical form. Without Haman, Pharaoh's arrogance would have remained words. With Haman, it became stone and fire. This is where Haman becomes dangerous. History is full of tyrants. But tyrants do not rule alone. They rely on skilled men who build without asking why. Men who say, "I'm just doing my job." Men who separate expertise from morality. Haman represents that figure, and then he vanishes. Unlike Pharaoh, whose name echoed through monuments, Haman leaves no trace in surviving Egyptian records. No tomb, no statue, no inscription, just silence, and that silence is telling. In ancient Egypt, officials who fell out of favor were often erased from memory, names chiseled away, records destroyed. Builders were rarely remembered, even when their works were. The tower collapsed, the regime ended, and Haman faded into obscurity. But the Quran preserved his name, not to honor him, but to warn. Haman's story is not about architecture. It is about responsibility, about what happens when knowledge serves arrogance instead of truth. Pharaoh drowned. His power ended. His monuments became ruins.